Three, two, one. Let's go! I am your host, Troy Tittlemeyer of the Permian Basin Experience Podcast, and I am joined by none other, the man, Matt, the Skip Scipione. What's up, man?
What's going on? We got a real special treat today.
Yeah,
I'm not
dude.
going to lie.
Yeah, super excited about it, man. It's something that's inspirational, motivational. I think the topic or the name of this show is going to be what you're supposed to do after grad school.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe what you're supposed to do in your last semester of grad school. Either way.
Either way.
What you're supposed to do if you're trying to make an impact for yourself and for your career.
Yeah, just your professional career in general.
Right.
Yeah, I think this applies to all across the board, but specifically hits home with geoscience.
100%, man. It hits home with us, dude. I mean, I did it in 2014. You did it 2017. And now we're sitting here with Jensen. Sir, what's your last name?
Angelloz.
Okay, Jensen Angelloz, man. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And here's how the introduction happened. I'm at the office. I'm doing my grind. The phone rings. It's the wonderful Miss Sue. And she's like, you got a visitor. And then I see the business card, and it's a master's degree student that has it's like an American theme. It's got the American flag. It's got a picture of Jensen. Yeah, it's a very legit. He spent money and time on doing this, and then I flip it over, which I usually don't do. I don't even check the back because who writes anything on the back except for the PBE podcast? And I flip it over, and there it is. It says thesis, and it breaks down the thesis. Read us the thesis topic.
So the thesis is the structural analysis of the Northwest Wind Mountain Quadrangle, New Mexico, Proterozoic shearing to the Cenozoic brittle faulting in the Burro Mountains.
Let's get
Did
some
I get that right?
You got it right.
Let's get some structural geologists in here. So I'm looking at this card. I just read that. I'm like, Miss Sue, yeah, send them back, man. I want to know who Jensen is. Jensen rolls into the office, confident. He's dressed well. He's got his resume on resume paper. He's got a portfolio with him. This is a straight professional walking into the room, and he also knowing that he's just a master's student. And he's asking for opportunity. So he passes over his resume. I'm reading to the resume. Recently at what was the name of the company?
Mountain Lion Oil and Gas.
Mountain Lion Oil and Gas. It said geologist and landman. I'm like, hey, it's Skippo's sidekick, man.
Dude, exactly. That's exactly what I do too. So
and I'm just like, what's up, dude? Like, I mean, tell me about yourself, right? Okay, here we are, right? And Jensen starts going into it, and I mean, so what is it, dude? Like, you were coming from Houston. I mean, that's how you started the conversation.
Yeah. So I was looking for a WTGS meeting to plan this trip around. I wanted a couple days. To spend in Midland, to beat on doors, knock doors down, and see people face to face. Because
let's go.
Applying on a computer, it can get really just degrading. You know, you're not seeing anybody, you're not talking to anybody, and all you're getting is rejections. And so if you can get in front of someone and talk to them, look them in the eye, and just let them know who you are as a person, the energy you have, it should make a world of difference.
Yeah, I would totally agree. It did, man. It allowed me to. I sat there and I'm like, dude, we got to have you on the show, man. After our conversation, we got to do a quick little segment about this, man, because it doesn't happen. I've been here for 5 years. I probably have 3, maybe 4 people come in 5 years. 3, maybe 4 people come in and drop off a resume. I'm just blown away, dude. And then just everybody complaining about how they can't get jobs and whatever else. I mean,
well, sorry I didn't bring the donuts. I know that's a lot, donuts with a resume, but
no, I'll pass on the donuts, man.
But I mean, it's huge. I mean, I know for online applications that I applied to, like right when I got out of my undergrad, no response. To this day, I still know I could be getting that job tomorrow. But but I mean, those online resumes, if you're expecting to get a job that way today, highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah, unless you got that professor that's got that connection and you went through that school, and that's cool for it. That's okay for in its own right. But that's not what you got, man. You went to Stephen F. Austin.
Went to Stephen F. Austin. Graduated December 17.
Okay.
And then didn't have an internship. Didn't have any of that while I was in school. I actually did a field camp teaching assistantship out in Spain instead of taking an internship. And then graduated, and NAEP rolled around, paid my money to go to NAPE. They had a career fair, the first time that I'm aware they had one, and I picked up a job there.
Nice. That's how you got into the last place. What's it called again?
Mountain Lion Oil and Gas.
Mountain Lion. Yeah. Interesting, man. That's really cool. So
you start there as a geoscientist, right?
As a landman.
Or as a landman. Okay.
And the geo was the upside.
Okay.
So yeah, showed the ropes. First stuff that I was doing out there was working Eddy County in New Mexico, mapping fee, which there's so much BLM trying to find the fee minerals out there.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
actually challenging.
Yeah.
It really was.
Wow.
And then trying to find stuff that was unleased was even more so.
Wow.
Some of those old BLM leases and fee leases, I mean, the terms in them are so sketchy where you can have them produce like half a barrel a day and hold that lease,
And
right?
It's held from 1942.
Yep.
Wow. Dude, that's really interesting, man. And you went to school with some local juggernauts that are poking their heads out here and there with, we'll see them at the Spring Fling tomorrow for sure, the WTGS event at the Beer Garden. Cole Hendricks, right? Or Hendrickson?
Hendrickson, yeah.
Cole Hendrickson and Bobby
Shane.
Shane, that's how he says his last
That's
name?
how he says his last name.
Shane? I was going to say Bobby Shoe.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is, I'm glad you brought that up. We were actually at a AAPG ACE meeting in Houston. I guess that was the 100th annual. And we're networking after the event and ran into a Dutch gentleman and was like, do you know what your name means? And he's like, it means shoe. It's like, no, it means beautiful in German. Yeah, but in Dutch it means shoe. So in my phone, it's Bobby the Shoe Shane.
The Shoe. I was about to say, man, he is forever known as the Shoe. That's his nickname.
I'm sorry,
now.
Bobby, but
Shoe. Come on.
I snuck it into my thesis acknowledgments too.
What? Nice, dude. Classic.
that's what you need to do.
I mean, that's dude. It's absolutely badass that you decided to do this, man. You looked at schedules, you saved your money, or you've donated, you've dedicated some funds, hard-earned money that's not guaranteed, into coming out here and trying to shake hands and making it a point that I'm going to beat down doors. So tell us about any doors you've been beating down.
So I reached out to a couple people, you yourself included. Never got a response, FYI.
What? You reached out through what?
It was through LinkedIn.
No way, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm a LinkedIn
It was a
ninja.
message. It was a LinkedIn message.
Ooh.
How long ago, dude?
It was last week. When I knew I was coming, I was setting everything else up. And yeah, it was after we connected on LinkedIn. I shot you a message.
Dude, this is not going on the show.
This is going on the show. This has to go on the show.
Hold on, dude. Look at this.
You talk about big LinkedIn game, man.
Can I get a little bit of a break though?
Wow.
Okay.
There it is. April 8th.
Troy.
No response.
Was it seen?
No.
Or does not LinkedIn doesn't do that, right?
Way. I'm scrolling through. What's the date on that? April 8th.
April 8th.
There it is. Jensen, what? No way, dude. Dude, I'm so pumped that you came to the office and called me out on this. I can't believe I missed this, man. I mean,
This stays in the podcast.
Yeah, it's gotta
costs.
stay. It's gotta stay. Troy, I love what you're doing with the PBE, man. I'm coming to Midland early next week, and if you have time, would like to grab lunch. Son of a bitch, dude. I'm so sorry, Jensen, man. Honestly,
I still got a face-to-face, so I mean, it's,
right?
I think this trumps a lunch.
This trumps the lunch, man. This trumps the lunch. I can't believe I missed that, dude. That's crazy. It was right through the Southwest Section AAPG, right?
Yeah.
It was anyway. No excuses, man.
It happens.
That's an excuse.
Did I just drop? I just dropped an excuse. I was
excuse.
I was busy. No, I'm just kidding, man. If that ever happens again, hit me up twice, and that's for anybody that's listening too. Hit me up twice. I respond. I'm kind of shocked. I'm embarrassed a little bit. I'm glad you called me out, dude. All right, so you're in Midland. Your first day was when? Yesterday?
Yeah, I got in last night. About sunset. But before I left, I went ahead and emailed Mike. Already last week, kind of had an idea. Mike Party.
Yeah.
And had an idea that I was coming up, trying to set some stuff up, actually get a schedule, so it wasn't just a scatter shoot.
Yeah.
How'd you contact Mike Party? How'd you get that?
Well, we met at the AAPG Student Expo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Denise Cox, as she was running through, because I'm on that committee. I set up the field trips and the short courses.
Nice, dude.
So she was running him through, introduced us, and then they kept running through because the schedule was just hectic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I reached out to Charles Sternbach a while back, and he was like, here's Mike Party's email. So we
Cool.
had been in a little bit of contact. And then knowing I was coming up here, I emailed Mike again and was like, hey, I'm coming. Let's set something up. He's like, I'm just getting back to the office. Let me dig in the
awesome,
calendar.
man.
We'll set something up. Emailed him yesterday before I left and was like, hey, Mike.
I'm coming in.
Yeah, what does your schedule look like? And he said, let's do tomorrow at 9 a.m.
No kidding.
That was
President-elect,
my
Let's
first.
go.
President and CEO of Barrel Energy, or Barrel Oil.
It's Beryl, but we'll call it Burl.
And he's going, man, Jensen, yeah, I'm going to take time out and take your call, take your interview, take and get to know you, man. You obviously are already making a positive impact for yourself without question. Just however you were able to just kind of organically get into Mike Party's contacts list through the AAPG events that you're donating your time, right, to put the short courses together. I mean, not enough people are. The crazy part is young professionals are not signing up for the AAPG, dude.
It seems to be a problem.
Yeah, and we're not retaining people. I mean, what is going on? Geoscientists are falling off the map.
There's I've talked to a couple older statesmen within the AAPG, and they're looking at the membership numbers and looking at it. If you look at it as a graph, it looks like the early 80s where it just dropped off.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will see an increase. This will stop, and we'll see an increase.
We certainly will, because geoscientists are coming back, dude. If for whatever reason any operator is sitting and listening to this show and they're thinking that geoscientists are not important to improving the recovery factor problem that they're all fighting in the unconventional play or even the conventional play, if they're not making economic decisions with every dollar they put into their field and their asset, and they think that they just need more engineers and more money guys to make that make sense and make it better, they're straight up wrong, dude. That is the most obvious problem in the industry. Geoscientists have been left behind. We've fought this complexity, and it's really the nature of geoscience from academia, from steno to present, man. I mean, we're trying to make sense of the natural world. We're trying to make sense of what the earth put together, man. I mean, we're three geoscientists sitting here, and we go on road trips. We look at everything in a different way. Biology, chemistry, rocks, everything. That's just crazy. It doesn't matter what outcrop you go to. Try to put that story together. It's very, very difficult. And what the industry did was they grabbed geoscientists to really understand sedimentology processes, because we're finding sandstones that are just packed with hydrocarbon. Well, how'd those sands get there, and how can we predict those sands from here based on maybe a sedimentary feature we can see in the core or something like that? Oh, we're in a point bar, or we're in the channel, or we're in the flood banks. And now we can get this picture and this image of where it's going, and then seismic comes out and we can visualize the size and shape of it. We can run attributes, and then that's it. That's all you need. That's all you're there for. Tell us the story of this old river that ran through and brought this sediment in that created this K-Fee relationship that doesn't make sense even in the conventional play, which engineers will argue that, oh no, it totally makes sense. I can calculate why that well's been producing 250 barrels of oil for 50 years and the one 10 acres away has done 2. I could explain that through porosity and permeability relationships. It's not working. It's not working. We're not getting better. The AAPG is declining at the same time that the industry is not getting better. That seems like a correlation to a possible causation. Let's get geoscientists fired up again, man. We need to be involved in everything. And if there's questions, you need to be going to your geoscientist and saying, what is going on? We're not getting the recovery factors we're supposed to. What's going on, geoscientist? And the geoscientist needs to be looking at this in every aspect of science. We're scientists applying science to the world, to the rock. It's geoscience. Apply everything to it. Not just, oh, that sand's there because there's probably a fluvial system that brought it there. That's where we were 30 years ago. And now AAPG is falling down from that. So now geochemists and more things are getting involved. Petrophysicists, right? We're getting more creative.
Solid rant.
Thanks, man. Sorry, Jensen.
Well, you
came
kept
in on
looking
that.
at me, and I was wondering if there was an opening coming up. and
Come
I
on,
just-
man.
I
Hey,
just
say
sat
something,
back.
dude. I mean, you're a geoscientist, man. You just got a badass master's degree. You're ready to. How are you going to help your operator find oil?
Well, I kind of to back this up, having an understanding of the land, right? Because land is truly what drives everything.
Yeah, dude.
Land is what drives your bottom
The
dollar.
business.
The business, yeah. The business side of it. So having that understanding of the business side and being a geologist and understanding, the production side and, what's going on in these reservoirs.
He's already a valuable asset.
Yeah.
you're
It
saying.
makes me dangerous.
Yeah, real dangerous.
Makes you dangerous.
Okay. Feeling dangerous.
All right, Skip. You were asked this question. I'm gonna pass that to you. You ask him what you know why I asked him that question. Ask him the question. Hit him.
What question?
The Ronco question, man. The one I just hit him with.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is an interview question right now, live on the show, man. How are you going to answer this? And this is everybody's sneak peek into Jensen.
How are you going to make us money?
So I'm not going to be a group thinker. If we have an idea as a team to exploit the rock, look at it in every possible aspect. Try to break it down into all of the negative. Find not so much find everything wrong with it, but find out if there is a better way. If you find something wrong, look at that. What could be improved?
So approaching it like the reservoir's at 5,000 feet. Why is it taking us so many days to drill there? Is it a drill bit problem? Are you fighting some specific formation getting there? You're saying, I get it. The reservoir's at 5,000 feet. It's a sand. It's producing it at whatever it's producing at. Generally, out of the wells that we have in this asset, say it's all 50 barrels a day around. So we know what to expect economically out of this reservoir. Now your approach is, I want to see all the aspects that go into getting that 50 barrels a day to the surface. How can we make some improvements?
Absolutely. So, looking at the rock, if we have core, go back to it and just break it down piece by piece by piece. Whether there is a different method that we could, if we can change up one thing to just make it fracture differently.
Yeah, man. That's a good one.
To connect them.
That's a good one. How about calibrating logs to core? Calibrating wireline logs to the core. Have you done that? Have you thought about that?
I haven't, but that would be absolutely. And
you get the concept behind it, right? The rock
absolutely.
is filled with all these different elements that make up the mineralogy of the rock. The curves, the tools, the physical capability of the tools that are measuring that rock are trying to make sense of that and differentiate things of that. And that, the gamma ray can kick for many reasons, not just a high uranium kick or high thorium kick, or does it have to do with the black shale, or is it just a dirty sand that has a bunch of uranium in it or thorium in it or whatever?
Yeah, and the parameters on the logging tools, they can't see it at the same resolution that
Right.
we can in the core.
Right.
So you can look at this well and that well. If you have core on both and logs on both, hey, why is this log looking different than this log? And break it down, go back to the core and see maybe there's the mineralogical differences or whatever it is. Maybe and do that. And that's tedious, I know. But if you're wanting to make money and you're wanting to be able to produce it better, it's something that needs to be done. It's not just put a hole in the ground, break it all up, and then pull out. There's more stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah, we can optimize all that stuff. Right now, we're just absolutely blowing and going with drilling and completion and bringing this oil and gas online as strong as we can. And we're fighting optimization for sure because it's an economic problem. Okay, yeah, it'd be awesome to not pull on this well as hard as possible to get high IPs to recover that $10 million we just spent or $12 million. Like, that would be ideal, sure. We don't have the time. Initial rate of return in our stockholders, or if it's a public problem or if it's a PE problem, right? Like,
Somebody's looking to get paid.
the Fasken guys talked about that a little bit, man. That show's going to come out. They talked about, we don't really have that problem.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
our
they're
engineers-
not fighting stock stockholders and
Our engineers are all about blowing up the end of that curve. It's not the first bit of the curve. It's blowing up and extending that area
of
under
that
the
well.
curve
Yeah.
at the end, your EURs and stuff like that. It's fascinating, man. It's a fascinating industry. Why do you love it, man? Why do you want to do this?
It honestly, when I was really little, I would just pick up rocks. My mom would walk me to the post office, and post office where we lived had a gravel parking lot.
Yep.
And I would bring the postmaster a different rock every day that we went.
Nice. You'd find a different rock.
I would find
you'd make
different-
sure it was a different
It was
one.
different rocks.
Nice.
When I
Geologist.
graduated high school, she actually handed me the jar of all the rocks
What?
that she collected. It blew me away. And still, I didn't realize that I was a geologist, right? I didn't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I could, do this for a career. And 10 years old, so fast forward about 7 years, we went out to New Mexico for a family vacation on spring break, and my dad took us to the Gila National Forest where he did some hunting, and I was picking up some quartz. Brought back a 5-gallon bucket of quartz. Most kids sell lemonade. I was selling rocks in my front yard.
Hell yeah.
Still didn't know that
Crushing
I was
that lemonade stand.
Still did not know I was a geologist.
Talking about rates of return. Lemonade,
Hey. Yeah.
quartz.
Yeah, I mean, come on. But,
What were you hunting, by the way?
I think my dad was hunting elk,
Okay.
maybe some mule deer.
Okay.
I know that he brought back a ton of sheds. It was cool as a little kid to see all of that,
Yeah.
and be immersed into that, and still hold a love for it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took me a little bit to actually figure out that this was my calling, and once I figured it out, I've been full head of steam all the way, all the time. Just so happens that, when I graduated in 2014, the market wasn't looking too good with
Yeah.
my bachelor's. Went to mud logging.
Oh, cool. You
and
got to sit rigs and
I
catch
did,
samples.
Absolutely.
It's a great education, man.
It was something else, and the market caught up with us. Ended up going to grad school,
Yep.
and then was hoping for a better market when I got out, and it was better than when I graduated with my bachelor's.
Yeah.
But I'm still fighting the good fight, and gonna make a name for myself in this industry, and hopefully one day my name will be on one of those buildings out there.
Hey, man. Hell of a
Let's
deal.
go.
Let's go. That's a great way to end that thing, man. I mean, I think you're inspiring people in your own way, and you're also making something of your own self and your own career, man. And that is how you go to sleep better at night, dude. Like you did that. You didn't ask for help. You didn't ask for someone to, or you didn't just get handed something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going out and you're building this for a reason. You have this idea and you have this vision, and that vision is fucking limitless, man. It really is, because you're not sure what's going to come. You're building it. You're making it.
There's so much uncertainty.
Yeah,
but,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
But I'm loving every minute of it.
That's awesome, man. That's important, dude. That's really, really important. Let's read your business card real quick so everybody can get a rundown.
Yeah. Just give us the quick scoop.
Alrighty. So my name's obviously Jensen Angelloz. Went to Stephen F. Austin State University. I have my MSc in geology in 2017. You can find me on LinkedIn. Just type in Jensen Angelloz. I'll pop up. I've got my AAPG volunteer. I was a student chapter president for Stephen F. Austin in 16 and 17. And then I'm on the AAPG Student Expo Committee, where I put together the short courses and the field trips. And I might actually be teaching one of those short courses this
What?
upcoming expo
Nice, dude.
At
On
Ace?
what?
at the Student Expo in Houston.
Okay.
September 5th and 6th, I believe, are the dates.
Cool, man. What are you teaching?
Probably Land 101. So if there's any landmen out there that are listening that would like to help, come on.
out
Because
in
we're teaching a
Houston.
bunch of geoscientists, and
Dude, I want to take that class.
come on.
Make it digital, man. That's
I'm working on it.
yeah. We definitely need to make it digital. That would be something that we absolutely support, man, because it's the problem. There's so many good talks, there's so many good luncheons, there's so much going on, but no one wants to mess with the digital part, man. Just somehow record the screen that you're looking at. You can do it with Snagit, and like, I mean, there's a lot of programs that will record your computer screen. Then it's just getting the audio tied in, which is the hard part. But if you can somehow reach out and find somebody that can help you guys do that and allow to send that out digitally on, and maybe we can run it through the PBE website as a link to watch the presentation. Because you don't have a way to, like, you don't have a website. Maybe the AAPG will allow you to put it on their website.
Maybe, because we right now it'll probably go through the Student Expo links, because we're looking at doing some online courses to kind of reduce cost. Because George R. Brown, it's getting more expensive. I mean, everything, inflation. But we're looking at ways to reduce our costs and increase our profit. And all the same, still help the students. Yeah. So we're looking at all possible solutions to that.
That's awesome, man. Hell of a deal, dude. Good luck, man. Keep pounding on doors like crazy, dude. Non-stop.
Got a loaded day tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Non-stop. It's an 8-hour day, man.
Make the dream work.
Only 8?
Hey, there we go. There we go. Hell of a deal, Jensen.
Greatly appreciate it.